Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with the increasing flood risk in our province. That's because rivers and streams are at peak levels and there's a lot more snow than usual that hasn't melted. Already hundreds are out of their home and many more are being told to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. CTV's Binder Sudjan has the latest.
Emergency responders are shoring up against rising waters, hoping for the best and keeping close watch on the weather.
Trying to predict when it's going to break over the bank and trying to give people as much notice as possible.
Already in and around Terrace, roughly 300 people are under evacuation orders due to flooding.
Robin Road, and some of them are washed right out, like water's going through like a little creek.
The Liard River in the north is under a flood warning, which means it could spill its banks at any time. Emergency management is preparing.
Moving around our provincial stockpile of sandbags and flood control assets to ensure that communities that are requesting them have access to them.
In the south, soggy weather is expected to continue for weeks. With the snowpack melting slower than usual, officials warn the risk of flooding in the province is elevated.
The snow levels that we've got right now are unusually high. Probably something that we see once every decade or so.
For the lower Fraser River, a high stream flow advisory is in effect. Many of the same regions experienced flooding last year due to an atmospheric river. Officials say the situation now is different.
We can watch that snow melt. We've got a better handle on how that is coming down.
If you're in a flood-prone area, the advice is to pack a go bag and find a place to stay.
We recognize with COVID-19 restrictions lifting that we're going to be experiencing or expecting a lot more travel, a lot more commercial accommodations being filled, including public facilities and venues that would have been absent or more vacant last year.
Experts say pay attention to the weather and alerts.
You want to just be careful, and that's a risk that we don't want to take, in terms of waiting it out too long.
To minimize your risk of getting caught up in an emergency. Binder Sudjan, CTV News, Victoria.